Blog Talk Radio. Welcome to T2R Radio. We are pleased to bring you interviews with people in the entertainment and music industry, discussions and recaps of the 4 remaining daytime soaps. That's The Bold and the Beautiful, The Young and the Restless, General Hospital, and Days of Our Lives, as well as various other shows. For upcoming and previous shows, check Take2Radio.com. That's with the number 2. And you can find us on Blog Talk Radio, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and other streaming apps. Follow us on social media at Take2Radio, and thanks for listening.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Take2 Radio Soaps and Review. I'm David, your fill-in host for this evening. And with me tonight, I have Vinny.
Hey, what's up, Dave?
Nice to have you. We have Belinda. Welcome back.
Hey, guys. This is Belinda from Soap Garrett TV. Glad to be here.
And we have Anthony.
Hey.
How is everybody doing? We are waiting for Candace. She is running a little bit behind, but she will be here.
Well,
so how's everybody doing?
It's been a long day. I literally got on the call about 3 seconds before we went live, so glad to be here, though.
I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad that we had a lot of fun the last time you were on, Belinda.
Yeah. I wish I had more time. To just content creation eats up your life. But I am so excited. I generally am just talking to myself in a microphone, so talking to you guys is awesome. I'm not in an echo chamber.
And Vinny, it seems you stepped up your subs game, huh?
I have. I've been going through a lot over the past 2 weeks. My schedule isn't as hectic as it's been. So, yeah, not only did I do more detailed notes for GH and Days, but I also started watching B&B and Y&R, my first introduction to those characters, and I was actually shocked that Bold and Beautiful is only a half-hour show. But yeah, no, I enjoyed it.
For us, it is, Vinny.
Oh, okay.
Let me ask you this, Vinny, for someone who is relatively new to 3 of the soaps, 2 of them obviously the last week, do you see differences between The Bold and the Beautiful and the other 3?
It's a little bit, from what I saw, it was a little bit faster paced. Obviously, being a shorter show, you kind of have to get those beats in a little quicker. But ultimately, they're all. Ultimately, the one that stands out in front of the rest is Days, in my opinion. Obviously, I've been a fan of GH longer. I see a lot of similarities between a lot of the storylines. I do feel that Y&R is something that I feel like I will get into a lot deeper because I'm enjoying the character of Victor Newman. And that storyline that's going on thus far, but I still have to, I kind of have to do my research with that and just kind of go and see where it is. But, ultimately they all seem to have really similar storytelling. So we'll have to see how it goes for me going forward.
All right. Well, that's a pretty fair assessment.
I think you might surprise yourself.
Okay.
So, Belinda, why don't we give you the honor? What soap do you want to start with tonight?
Oh, my goodness. I think we have to start with Bold just because not the fashion challenge. I only care about that in as much as I want Eric to stomp Ridge into dust. But because of Eric's health crisis and the rampant rumors about John McCook's non-existent 3-year contract renewal, I've been very annoyed at the misreporting on that. I think people are not embracing the storyline as they should because of the fake news surrounding that. So bold is definitely the most important right now, I feel.
Do you want to go on to say what you found out?
Okay.
Talk about John, that article in particular, because I loved it on your last one.
Right. So real quick, what had happened was, you guys probably know that when you Google stuff now, you don't get quality results. There'll be old stuff that comes up at the top, and Google's really wackadoo right now. There's this Soaps.com article from 2011 that comes up towards the top if you Google, like, John McCook contract. And then this Asian churn site saw that, and they churned the article like it was brand new information. And then some tabloids started copying that. And literally, we're talking about news that is 11 years old. John McCook has not signed a 3-year deal. There's been no confirmation. And the network would never let him, during a life and death storyline, confirm something like that. Plus, he's in his 80s. 3-year deals are very rare these days. There's just so many things. But the genesis of it, you can just see, and I've traced it. I've shown the receipts and everything. Tabloids picked it up. And finally, one legitimate site picked it up with no source. And then when they were taking heat, and I'm not going to drop their name, for not having a source, then they decided to source a sketchy tabloid. And then other sites are now reporting it like it's news because of this one thing. It's this whole game of telephone, and it's very annoying, no contract renewal that anyone knows about. There is no credible information about it. Everybody just needs to forget about that and lean into the storyline, because we don't know. We don't know. Maybe John McCook has decided to retire. Maybe not. I feel like it's not going to be a fatal illness. I do think it's going to be very serious. That's my feeling about it.
I think, personally, I've seen this, real-life storyline before, and I think that this is the ushering into him becoming, a recurring player.
Right.
Sweeping in and out, for storyline arcs. And you just said it a few minutes ago. The man is in his early 80s. He has been on television for about 45 years, on and off other soaps before Bold. If he's ready to take a step back and say, hey, first off, if he's ready to take a step back and say, hey, I'm done, I've been on this show since day one, and I've given it all that I can give it at this point, then we have to applaud that. But it seems to be that they're setting it up for, for him to come to a recurring status where he can kind of come and go as he sees fit, as the show needs him, still have the anchor and give him more freedom to enjoy his life as he sees fit. It's funny, Belinda, we spoke about rumors on the last show and, how they're pulling archival articles,
yep.
That somewhat coincide with storylines that are happening now because it's soap operas and, we recycle stories. And,
sure.
We get the same beats every couple of years in certain places. And so it's easy to pull those stories out, and then, the soap world goes wild. Public service announcement, if the site that you're going to does not correspond with a legitimate soap opera, and I don't want to name any others, but, there's other ones that have podcasts. We know who the legitimate sites are. If it's not one of those few legitimate sites, chances are, and I'm talking high chances in the 90s, that it's fake news or it's a recycled story from years ago. And honestly, we really just have to take take the rhetoric down a little bit, take the frenzy down, and like Belinda just said, enjoy the storyline, because honestly, there's some really good writing and some really good acting going on right now.
Very well said.
There is.
Yeah, absolutely.
David,
And I want to just add on to that, what you were saying about enjoying the storyline. Honestly, that in general, pulling back the curtain has ruined a lot of entertainment, because there's too many people that want to know the behind the scenes rather than just enjoying what's on the screen. It's happening.
Absolutely.
It's happened to wrestling too. It's like whose contract is coming up, who's not really who their character in real life. I was laughing because there's a character in the WWE, Grayson Waller, who's a former Australian rugby player, and he got the Taylor Swift fans in a tizzy over the weekend because he was maintaining character on X, and it's amazing to me how so many fans, so many people who are on social media can't understand the concept of somebody keeping in character. And that just ties right into the dirt sheets, as I call them, but the rumors and the people that just want to get themselves heard, so to speak. And it hurts all entertainment.
So on Bald, I definitely want to talk to you guys about the stuff that Liam is doing. I am not, and I realize you literally just started watching Bald, but Anthony, I know you've been watching a lot longer. I feel like every time Finn calls him a new name, that new name is very accurate. Was it last week?
Yeah.
Was it Scumbag? And then we've got Little Puke. I like Scott Clifton, but this is, to me, the most unlikable that the character has been in the whole time I've been watching the show. I really don't like him. I want Steffi to come home and tell him to go kick rocks, What do you guys think?
Yes, he has actually been an ass, I think, because number one, the kiss hasn't come out yet, and
yes.
I wonder if Finn is going to bring out his inner Sheila when he finds out.
I feel like that kiss is long overdue. I actually did a video on this just the other day, but I feel like that Liam can almost play that reveal as a trump card, because right now he's been trying to drive a wedge between them, and he's been trying to pull Steffi away. But I think if he drops that bombshell on Finn, oh, by the way, I've been kissing your wife, implying that Steffi was completely complicit in it, that I think Finn might blow up, not just at Liam, but also at Steffi, because she's had so much time to come clean. And because she hasn't come clean, then it makes it seem like a bigger deal than it really was to me, if I was the husband looking at it,
I have to agree with that. And, they seem to write this scenario over and over and over again, where Liam has a piece of something. Liam claims to have the moral upper ground and so on and so forth, but really underneath it all, there's a game being played. And Ed, Liam and Hope are the two characters that always come out shiny and squeaky clean, no matter what happens. There's the blanket sympathy that's built in, to all of the interactions and the way, even back in the day with the Wyatt, Liam, Steffi, Liam was dead wrong and still came out with the moral high ground. And they continue to write it this way. I honestly think I absolutely love Scott Clifton as well. I honestly think it's time for them to take a break with the character, send him off somewhere, let him go do something for a while, and bring him back with a fresh, completely out of the triangle storyline. We've seen, I don't know, 30 different iterations of this between Liam, Hope, and Steffi. Hope, Steffi, Wyatt. Hope, Liam Hope. We've seen so many iterations. We threw Finn in here. Finn's been a great addition. Tying him to Sheila, a lot of people hated it. I always thought it was a great idea. We don't know a lot about Liam's past still. Finn's past still to this point. We don't know that there haven't been other anger moments. We've seen a couple of where the facade started to crack and he pulled it back. I want to see the Sheila in him come out. I want Liam to mouth off in a certain way, and I want to see the Sheila in him come out. At this point, I want to see Liam knock down a bunch of pegs.
Oh, I agree. And I'm so disappointed about the news about Darren Brooks leaving. I mean, it's not surprising. Yeah. They barely had him on. Felony Flo has been gone, his fiance. Bald has this bad habit of exiting people without telling us they've exited people, like how they did Quinn, how they did Rena Sofer. It was like, oh, she just went to lunch and then she was gone. And, we've already seen the last of Darren Brooks. They didn't give him, to me, any kind of respectful exit. And I will definitely take Wyatt over Liam, especially the way they're writing it now.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
That was just so disappointing. And a lot of people, when I did a video on it, a lot of people in the comments, it was funny. They were saying, I wish he stayed and they'd written Liam out. But, we can't have nice things, I guess. I am looking forward to stuff. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, we've discussed this on the show before, but I think one of the biggest missteps that Bold ever made was to end the Wyatt-Katie relationship as quickly as they did. That was such a breath of fresh air. It was so much fun to watch, and it was rich with story that could have been told that wasn't told because they pulled the plug on it. And ever since then, they've really not known what to do with him, and it's just been a character that pops in for storyline development for other characters. They really have not known what to do with him. I'm kind of sad that he's going because I enjoy him. But, there is another show that could potentially,
there are a couple.
woo him over.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think for him as an actor, it's probably good that it's just over. But for just as a fan, as a viewer, I think it's definitely, and I agree with you about Wyatt and Katie. I loved them together. I was so mad when Bill blackmailed her into that breakup. They were solid. They were a really good couple. They were, like, as you said, something different, not a triangle,
And they were fun, the role playing and just the cheekiness of they brought out the best in each other. It was such a fun storyline to watch.
I agree completely. The other thing I'm interested in is all the chatter, the insane chatter around this new character, Luna, and the speculation. Everybody's like, oh, is she actually Finn's sister? Is she a Forrester? And I keep trying to tell people, I've done the genetic math on this, and the only Forrester who could have spawned her with it not being disgusting that she's kissing RJ is actually Eric. Because if she's any other Forrester male's kid, she is a half-sibling or a cousin, a first cousin of his. And I don't, as much as Eric was a horn dog back in his day, I don't think so. It's just so weird that Lee Finnegan is so worked up about her sister being a gift shop slut. It's like, okay.
I like the terminology.
And the Young and the Restless crossover?
Yeah.
We'll see.
I hope when they said it was going to be a 5-episode event, my initial thought was that's 2.5 episodes too much. It's funny because you said that you, as a newer watcher to Bold, you felt like they move at a faster pace. As a longtime watcher of Bold, you'll find that that's not true. What happens is they move at a certain pace, but then they repeat scenes wholesale. Like you'll have a conversation on Monday, same conversation on Tuesday, same conversation on Thursday.
Oh wow.
That's been my You're going to see that it's very different. That you get 14 to 16 minutes of actual content a day, and a lot of it is repetitious. But the Fashion Showdown, as it comes down to, it's only going to be about 2.5 episodes because it's really not going to start off until I think a week from today. Is when it's actually going to start moving, and I'm okay with that. I'm excited about Lauren coming. I like Esther. I love Kate Linder. It's kind of a random choice, but I like it. I'm very interested to see if Marie Osmond is going to be doing a German accent as Countess von Frankfurt. That when I hear that, it just makes me think of Rocky Horror Picture Show. And then we have this French singer coming as well, Elsa Esno, if I'm saying it right. So I'm excited. I just really want Eric to win.
Candace?
Hello, everybody. Hi.
Hello.
Hey, Candace.
So,
Hey, Candace.
all right, so this, hey, guys. Okay, so you guys are talking about all the news stuff, and I just want to say this. So for Elsa, it's funny because I met her 2 weeks ago in New York City, and then the following Tuesday she just dropped that announcement. I was like, really? Like, okay, she could have told me, but, I get it. Secrets. With Darian Brooks.
I know where you met her.
Yes. With Darian Brooks, I mean, it was the news that I think most of us was waiting on.
Yeah.
Because, when he said about noticing him in the opening credits, I'm going to be completely honest, that wasn't when I noticed that he wasn't going to be a full-time. I think you guys mentioned it earlier, is like when they had Felony Flow, when Katrina wasn't coming back, Denise Richards wasn't coming back, and with Renna, I think that's when I was like, oh, yeah, they're setting something up. I'm going to miss him because, to me, he was the Spencer man that actually made sense at times.
Oh, yeah.
And who didn't have, quote-unquote, an agenda when it came down to his relationship. Because I can honestly say this. I liked it him and Hope. I liked it him and Steffi. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, okay.
And him and Sally.
Him and Sally was interesting. Well,
him and Katie, him and everybody.
Oh, Katie and him.
He's good with everybody.
Let me just express my gratitude to them doing that storyline up until a certain point. I loved it. I loved that you had two characters who wanted to have fun. Not be in a serious relationship, but just have fun. Because I feel as though sometimes we forget they're not, and I'm going to say this out very loud, so for all of those who are saying, I can't believe Candace said that, Candace did say it. We don't always have to have couples that is like Endgame or that is the serious standard of the soap. I want fun. I want the one-night stands. I want the random hookups. I want the normal booty calls. I want those kind of relationships on the soap to the point where I'm just like, I'm intrigued with this. I'm intrigued because of all the people, Wyatt and Katie. Like, come on now. Until they start getting serious. And I was like, oh, yeah, y'all blew this for me. I was like, I'm done. Like, I was done, I will say that.
I wasn't done. I thought, integrating him with oh God, what's the son's name? Bill and Katie's son.
Will.
Oh, Will.
Will,
yeah.
Thank you.
Will.
They had just started. Will walked in. They were playing around. There was a lot of rich story that could have been told, and they could have kept the fun because the banter, the chemistry between them was so
the chemistry was there,
effervescent.
but then when you got serious, like to me, I don't need 6 months down the line on a very special episode of Bold and Beautiful. Wyatt and Katie, Wyatt says that he loves Katie. Okay, you can say that, but at the same time, don't make it serious to the point where it's like, are they really in love? Like, are they? Like, I don't know. It's just I was missing that fun without the drama. But to me, the best scene of the Katie Wyatt, is when Bill found out. Like Bill says, "Do you have a man in here? Wait a the way when Katie said, "Oh, you have no idea," and I'm just like, "Yo, Bill doesn't know that Katie's getting funds by his own son." I'm like, "That's soap. That is soap." But I'm going to miss him because I think there was some missed opportunities with Wyatt, other than being a sounding board. Like, I feel as though, I'm going to be honest, when he did that little crossover, whatever they want to call it, on the Young and the Restless, I kept questioning. I was like, could Wyatt come over to the GC and add to the to the younger set, you know? But it's
and that's my theory. I have a very strong feeling that he's going to pop up in Genoa City.
And I'm going to say this, Anthony, you know I love you. And you know I love my Young and the Restless. You know I'm a CBS girl through and through. I do not want that to happen. I'm going to tell you why. I look at what they've done to Sally on the Young and the Restless.
Yeah.
And y'all have no idea. When I saw the promo, this week's promo, I said, "Are you serious?" I went back to look at old Bold and Beautiful episodes, which is on YouTube. Shout out to them. And I'm eating my popcorn, and I'm like, where has this Sally Spector Jr. gone? Where has she gone?
Yep.
Where is this girl that had the feistiness, had the sassiness, and wasn't going to let just like, you know, she was a little conniving. We all know that. She was a schemer. We all know that. But where has she's gone? And I keep thinking, okay,
spark.
She lost that fire, that thing that keeps us going. And I was thinking about Wyatt. I was like, why could come over and be kind of something towards Abby or to Summer and then I stopped and think, I was like, no. If God Light Asphalt Turns was still in the air, oh heck yeah, I'm sending him straight up to Oakdale. But it's like I'm like I said, I'm gonna miss Wyatt. I hope down the line we'll see him again. It sucks because this is 10th anniversary year. That's another thing. But I wish him well. And I hope to see you soon, Derek. I really do, man, because you are talented and you're funny as I don't know what. You need your own sitcom besides Blue City.
Absolutely. So, Candace, let's roll this. Just as you were coming on, I was asking about the crossover. Are we going to see it or not? What's your theory here?
Bo, we need to have a serious talk. Brad Bell, Josh Griffin. Mostly you, Brad. You need to be the one to do it, Brad. You need to pull the trigger. Literally, pull the trigger. It's been leading up to this moment where, okay, y'all do these little crossovers here and there, and it's also kin and stuff, but everybody is biting their lip to the point where some of us actually had a lip bleed. I ain't going to say no names because I, respect people. But if you don't do this, then I've lost all faith in Lauren ever finding out Sheila's alive. Because this is the thing that with this is because usually now I will say this. Though is that soap. Days are starting to pick up on it. Bold and Beautiful sometimes doesn't tell you everything that's going to happen, which I appreciate. That's an old school William J. Bell trait. But if we don't do this now, then it's going to be that point where do you even want it to happen? And you can't say, Brad, that you can't because you've had Lauren on the Bold and Beautiful, and you have had Sheila. Y'all need to go ahead and just cross their roads. Let's go. Let the fireworks begin. It has been years in the making for Lauren to see Sheila and have I so want the scene to be where they're at what's the place that Sheila's working at again? I want to say
Il
Diego.
Giardino.
Thank you.
Il Giardino.
Where Lauren and Eric are talking. Eric leaves out. Lauren is there in the restaurant. Sheila starts panicking, sort of like a throwback to when that scene when Scotty, Lauren, Sheila, and Eric was together when Scotty found out that Sheila was the new Mrs. Forrester. I want something like that to happen, where like Lauren is like in a state of shock. You have Esther there, which I was like, hey, I was like, go ahead. I said, go ahead, Caitlin, finally coming on the Bold and Beautiful. Go ahead, girl. But it's like, this has to happen. If it does, like I said, I need for it to happen.
It's 5 episodes. That's the thing that's scaring me. It's 5 episodes. So,
but I will say this. Oh, okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say that I would like to see it happen. I think it would be amazing. I don't think it's going to happen for a couple of reasons. One is that John McCook missed a lot of this shoot because he had COVID and he was offset, and they had to do after shoots and then kind of insert him in. So I tend to think we're going to get a lot of cutaways. So in terms of him being part of that, I just don't think they have time to do it. And the one thing that frustrates me most about Bold is there's build-up and there's anticipation, and you think, oh, this is going to happen. It's going to be explosive. And then it's not. It's a fizzle. Like they build, and then they just poop out on us. They don't do big, explosive finale kind of things for storylines that they do on the other soaps, which is one of my main frustrations with Bold.
I will say this. Out of the 4 soaps, I will say Bold still does certain things that the other soaps don't, because I'm going to use – I always do this.
Bold does the shock better than anyone else.
Well. Yeah, because the fact is we was all tricked that Finn was dead.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Before that, we didn't know about Maya.
Right.
We didn't know about Sheila being Finn's mother. We didn't know. They do shock so well to the point it's like, wait a minute, what just happened? Like, okay, let me sit my stuff down and
every
recompose.
like 2 years though. Every like 2 years, like when they brought Sheila back, like I was like, whoa. You know, back years ago, it was like, holy crap, when she just, like, walked in, it was like, wow.
I'm going to say this. It was Finn back-to-back because last year, obviously, was Finn, Death, come back, right? This year, I mean, I'm just going to give it to them, it's Hope and Thomas. That was kind of a shock that they actually went that direction, right? I think, for me, I think that's what's throwing everybody off is 5 episodes, because I can totally see that if, quote-unquote, the last episode and the last moment, just when you give your hope up, you know see Lauren C. Sheila. Yes.
If for some reason they were having Il Giardino cater the fashion showdown and Sheila shows up in her apron.
Like,
yeah.
That's what I want.
That
where
would be
it's
one.
Like where it's like, wait a minute, wait, like during the fashion show, right? Because you know something's going to happen during the fashion show. Something's probably going to happen to Eric, and everybody's like, you know, they have to have those. Oh my God! Like tune in to find out what the heck happens on the next Bold and Beautiful.
Yes.
Like,
No, so
Eric
Candace, let's put the pin right there, because what could happen is she spots Sheila, and then Eric collapses, and it's like, what do I do? Where do I go? Of course she's going to go with Eric, and Sheila's going to book. And bang, 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 bang. And now we have to wait for the next crossover.
Or it could go like this. It could go like this, where, you know, they're out on stage. You know, they play the slow beat of the Bold and Beautifuls, right? And Eric, or, you know, and Ridge are probably hugging or something like that. Then something happens where Eric passes out. And then all of a sudden, like, everybody is rushing. They're like, oh, my God. And then, like, Sheila, you know she got to be nosy. And then that's when Lauren from across sees her. Their eyes connect. And that is cliffhanger right there. It's like, okay, Eric passes out, but Sheila and Lauren now sees eye contact, and Lauren can't believe it. Tune in to find out next week what happens on the Bold and Beautiful, because Tracy Bregman's probably going to stay a little bit longer. Like, you know, that's what I want. I mean, like I said, it has to happen to a point, because you can't keep doing these little crossovers and not
have that happen.
Address the situation. And I agree with you. When you do, because there's another soap. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask, as this was the first week that I actually watched B&B and Y&R, because I had the time to, I'm wondering what the deal is and why people are up in arms that Sheila and Deacon are seeing each other. Because, like, I'm getting the vibe, I'm understanding that Finn is Sheila's son, but he doesn't want to have any, or he has a soft spot to her, but nobody else wants to have anything to do with her. And Deacon's daughter doesn't want anything.
You probably need to go back and, like, read a summary because a lot of listeners aren't going to want to hear the recap. But the 2 cents is Finn's her biological son. Lee raised him. Sheila was shooting at Steffi. Finn jumped in front, caught the bullet. Sheila then shot Steffi. Everybody assumed Finn died. Steffi was actually alive, and they had this whole big reveal in Europe where Finn showed up, and Steffi couldn't believe it was really him. So Sheila, and then Sheila got out of prison on it was a whole stupid thing because she should have been in prison for the shooting, and then Bill and Ridge had this dumb idea, and they did this stupid thing, and so Sheila's a psycho, 9-toed lunatic.
I'll give you the real, like, the Sims summary of it. Sheila Carter has inflicted nothing but pain and angst on the Forster family for over 20 years. Literally, over 20 years. Okay. 20 years ago, actually, on Sunday, was the anniversary where Sheila, because she was so tapped out, shot Taylor, Steffi's mom. And everybody believes that because of that, because Taylor, quote-unquote, died in Ridge's arms. But, you know, nobody dies on a soap. So half of the reason that Steffi feels a certain type of way towards Sheila is because she is responsible for her mother being gone for so long, and also the pain that she's caused on that family, okay? With Deacon's no saint. Deacon has done some shady stuff here and there. Obviously, Hope is the product of Deacon and Brooks' seeming hookup while Deacon was married to Bridget, who is Eric and Brooks' daughter. And once upon a time, Ridge may or may not have kissed her. We don't talk about that.
He did. He did. There was tongue involved,
we don't talk about that. We pretend we have amnesia. So the whole thing is that Sheila and Deacon are two schemers, but Sheila has more of a resume than Deacon, and everybody is kind of like not feeling it because it's like out of quote unquote Deacon's realm to be with somebody like Sheila. They don't believe that Deacon truly loves Sheila. I don't either. I mean, I think he does, but I think it's a setup. And so Ridge and Bill tried to play her and get her in trouble, but it backfired because it's Ridge and Bill. So now this is where we're at now. And Sheila is obsessed with being in Finn's life versus the fact that Sheila does have 4 other kids in the world.
4 other kids. Yep.
Yeah, 4.
4, I believe.
And if you're watching Young and the Restless,
I suggest you go to Wikipedia and just read Sheila Carter's history from both shows because she has wrought the amount of havoc of 4 or 5 other soap vixens. The career of Sheila Carter is extraordinary.
And across both soaps, Y&R and B&B.
Yeah. So her longest reign of terror is Bold and Beautiful. Her longest reign is Bold and Beautiful, which is crazy.
Yeah, and then her evil twins were born on Y&R, Daisy and
Ryder.
Ryder.
And on Bold and on Young and the Restless, Daniel, Ramolati, who's with Lily right now, his daughter is actually Sheila's granddaughter, Lucy.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. See, we're here to help.
You got to read the character.
And at one point, Sheila was really Phyllis. Just a spoiler alert. Go to Wikipedia.
Oh my God.
All right.
So.
All right, David. Anything else about Bold? Anything else about Bold that is standing out to you? Because we got to move on soon.
Yeah. I have a question for you. Do you think Lee is telling everything?
No.
You think?
No.
You think it's just? I can't believe it's just that her sister had an affair with the doctor that she was working with. I think there's more.
Okay.
Do you think there's more?
This is such a recycle.
Okay.
Hey, Bold and Beautiful, I need y'all to stop because okay. So Lee has a niece who's working at Forster, right? And Lee is all upset because her niece is like a wild child, quote unquote, right? Okay.
So she
hey,
says.
Bo, I've seen this before when you had Sasha and Maya and Nicole. So I think
7 minutes, Sasha.
Yeah, I miss Sasha. Oh, Sasha and Thomas. Ow, Sasha and Wyatt. Oh, Lord Jesus, take me back. Okay, sorry. Nicole and Wyatt. I'm sorry. I was robbed so many times. Okay. I think Lee is Luna's mother.
Yep.
I think Lee stepped out.
Yep.
With Jack after Jack did something with Sheila. I'm going to say that I think Jack and Lee stepped out on their relationship. Jack was with Sheila, and Lee found Dr. Michael Maloney or something like that. Hey, Michael Maloney, by the way, if you're listening. That's where I think they're going at. I think Lee is Luna's mother with. See, now if I was writing this darn show.
But what wasn't the whole thing with why Lee was open to adopting Finn because she had infertility?
After she gave up that baby.
Yep.
See, I actually
she had a complicated birth, and she couldn't. She had a complicated birth. It screwed her up. She couldn't tell Jack because she wasn't going to admit that she stepped out, and her sister took the baby.
And she's probably the one that stepped out first. No, because Finn is older. Wait a minute. Finn is older.
Finn is older.
Yeah, okay.
Finn is older by quite a bit. I tend to think that if Luna is closer family, that Jack couldn't keep it in his pants because we know he couldn't keep it in his pants. But she doesn't have to be anybody extra for me, but I'm sure they're going to go there. My frustration with the whole Luna thing is that the beats they're playing right now with RJ, it's really ticking me off because Zende could have been doing exactly what RJ is doing, working with Eric, and they didn't need to bring him in. And every time they call him the golden child and the most talented of all of them, and how he got Eric's talent, I don't know how that works by osmosis because they're not genetically related.
Thank you.
It's so freaking frustrating because he popped out of Brooke's hoo-ha. You know, he's fabulous, and it's. They could have done the same storyline but done it with Zende, with a minority character that we don't get to see enough of, but they bring in RJ, and it's nothing against the actor, Joshua Hoffman. He's fine, but we didn't need him, and I don't need to hear more about fabulous things falling out of Brooke's underpart.
They miss so much with this character because, first and foremost, okay, you replace RJ with Steffi in the sense of, quote-unquote, trying to start something with the parents. Okay. Luckily, you ducked out of the parent trap storyline. Thank you, God. But you still needed something to do with RJ. And here's the thing. I'm going to say this, too. For everybody who keeps saying, oh, these shows need to have a younger set. Yes, they do. But again, when you have a younger set, you just can't have them being around. You need to really utilize them fully and not just because. To me, RJ should not have even been in the storyline.
Right.
Yes, he should be connected to the family, but have him do something outside. Like, you had something going. Why couldn't he be a social media, person? Why didn't he take a job? I'm gonna be honest. Here's some drama. Him going ahead and taking a job at Special Publications. Oh my God! Right there, little drama, not a lot. Okay. But he's outside of the fashion world. I agree about Zende, but this is my problem. Zende, just like Paris, just like Carter sometimes, shout out to my brother, they are just there just because. But with Zende, you would have more interest because, like you said, he's adopted into the family. He does have talent to be a designer. Now, Bold, if you really wanted to do this, let's go there. If you couldn't do Zende, do Thomas. Because Thomas would have been really in a really interesting position of, okay, my grandfather sees something that my father doesn't. It's the old tale of how the show started with the father and the son thinking he can overrule the father. Now you have Thomas, because here's the thing. Rich did not give Thomas the time of day. But imagine if Eric kind of sees something in Thomas, and Thomas finds a new respect for Eric. Instead of Thomas and Hope, like the obsession, because that's sometimes how I see it, you could have Thomas actually being prepared to take on his own father. That's a story. That is a story that I would be interested in. It's like, oh, shoot, Eric is grooming Thomas like he was doing with Ridge. Ooh,
all right, I'm going to step in here. Before we move on to another show, I'm going to step in here with my two biggest pet peeves with both. I have mentioned them throughout the years on this show, but it bears repeating. My first biggest pet peeve is it's L.A. It is L.A. We should have a lot more day players. We should have a lot more flings, hookups, casual meetings. There should be a lot more outside of the core five people that they tell story for over and over and over again. Not that I don't want those people to have a story, but they can interact with other people. They're in L.A. They are in L.A. with the 5.7 million people. They're in L.A. That's my biggest pet peeve. My second pet peeve is in all of the Ridge, Eric, Ridge, his kids, Eric with Ridge's kids. Never once do they ever throw up, well, hello, you're not actually my biological son. Or that's not actually your dad. You know, like nobody, not a single character ever throws that up, and that annoys the crap out of me.
I mean, I agree with you on that.
Yes, they need to remind people that he's a Marone.
Like, I would have loved it if Rick, and this is, okay, so I need y'all to kind of recast Rick.
Yeah.
Because to me, Rick would have been the one to say it. Rick would be that arrogant person that if there was a fight between Thomas, Ridge, and all that during the meeting and stuff like that, Rick is like, only true forces can attend this meeting. and then he'll look at Stephanie Thomas and be like, and Rick and be like, only true forcers. And even RJ would get shaded because technically he's not really a forcer.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it would have been interesting if Rick came in and said that, and then Thomas would have had something to say, saying, well, it wasn't it's the money, it was Douglas' money. And this is where I have to bring up one of my favorite scenes of a favorite soap opera that's no longer on the air, a soap called Capital, where they would have to choose sides. And that's how the show should be. They should have it where it is the Maroney Forcer. Notice I did that, Maroney Forcer, versus the biological Forcer. Because hindsight, if something, God forbid, happens to Eric, I want that to happen. I want it where we get Kristen, we get Felicia, we get Dominic, we get all of them. Yeah. And they have a power of like, to me, this is, Brad, I'm talking to you because I know you're listening. And if you are, can you come on the show so we can do interviews? But Brad, you General Hospital has their excuses. Days has some excuses. Younger than us, that is just. Brad, you're the only one who's the OG at the show.
Yep.
You're your OG. Your parents made that slate. So to me, I beg of you, can we have that again? I understand time says change. I get it. But the soap audience really wants to see the drama of the Forster dynasty collapsing if something happens. And if nothing does happen, like if Eric's health is okay, still, I want to see the Forster dynasty be at war. I want to see, like, Dallas, the War of the Ewans. Y'all know, y'all was there for that.
Yep.
Yeah. That kind of thing on the Bold and the Beautiful.
I want to see Rick walk in like Alexis Colby and just pull the rug out under everybody.
Oh my
All
God.
right, we got to move on. And Candace, you were a little bit late, but I know you have been waiting. So talk to us about The Young and the Restless, Candace.
It's called The Young and the Restless, and I'm upset. Okay.
Already?
America. Can we talk? Okay. It was so easy to do this, and I don't. Okay. Let me just say this. I am okay with the flashbacks. I am okay with the use of history of the show. What I'm not interested in, and I think I said it earlier when I was talking about Wyatt, is Sally, Adam, and Nick. Put me to sleep.
That's tired.
It gets to a point, America. Let's talk. Let's have a talk. And I don't know if you guys feel the same way, too, where it's like, are we done yet? If you have kids, you know how this set goes. Are we done yet? Mommy, mom. Because it's irritating. I'm still trying to figure out why this has gone on a year now. A year. And some change. To me, in my eyesight, you've ruined Sally. I already started this. But it's Sharon, Chelsea, Sage. Sally is the fourth woman that has come between Nick and
Avery.
Adam. Oh, yeah, Avery. But here's what gets me.
Avery. No, wait.
Because Nick's favorite flavor is Adam's
Adam
seconds.
didn't have Avery.
Yes. We wanted him. Actually, that was something we wanted on the side. Remember him and Phyllis too.
That's right. Yes.
We had our fanfic moment. Sorry, y'all. Okay. And the other problem is that Adam. Okay, for those who did not know, I'm going to break this real solid to you. Sally did make her decision. She did with Nick. Adam couldn't let her go. Nick realized realness. That every time something happens, Sally's like, it wasn't until this last go-around that she really meant, I believe, I love you. Fast forward. You go ahead and Adam and you kiss. I'm over it. I am over it. I saw like I said, the promo. She's going to make when Nick said, make your decision, I was like, and it better stick. I literally felt like I was in a promo. It better stick. Because this whole going back and forth thing is getting really ridiculous. And Young and the Restless writers, because y'all all back now, thank God. Adam and Nick over a woman, their sibling rivalry, it's starting to play out now. It was cute 20-something years ago. It was okay 10 years ago. But this isn't – I'm over it. I'm over the cycle. Can we please end and move on? Can we move on?
Find somebody else.
Not even find somebody else. It's just like – because I feel as though – all right, I'm going to say – okay. I feel as though with the character of Nick. Nick is sort of the alternate version of Wyatt. He's there. He's a sounding board. He's there when Victor calls him or Victoria, and he just wants to irk Adam. Other than that, you got nothing, right? Okay.
Candace, let me ask you a question. What does Nick do?
Look fine.
What's Nick's job?
Looking
he
fine.
runs the New Hope charity, and then he's also supposedly helping Sharon run this Cameron Kirsten company.
Oh no, I know
mostly
he's
he's just
that,
rich.
though. Well, no, what we're kind of saying is that they don't showcase Nick like you see him with scenes with Sharon, but mostly they use him to irritate Adam. Him being the sounding board for Victor and Victoria.
Yeah.
You don't see like him and Devon working. Or it's like it's sort of like, okay, focus your energy on the fact take Nick out of this all the time, because that is one of the crucial things about now with soap couples. you can't show them individually versus together. But when you do show them together, you're only going to get one side of that couple's life versus both of them, if that makes sense. Because with Nick, I feel as though, like, okay, he's fine as I don't know what, but you have him with Sally fighting with Adam. Again, it's boring. It's like getting to that point where it's like he didn't like when he didn't know that Phyllis was alive. Like, to me, I want to see more Summer and Nick scenes. I do. I want to see.
Yeah. I'd love to see a real Nikki. I'd love to see a real Nikki and Nick scene.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I actually do want to see Devon and Nick.
In Christian, we don't even know where he is.
And actually, it's time to bring Faith. It's time to bring Faith back with a little bit of an age adjustment. Let's source her and bring her back too.
Well, here's the thing: they did that. Did you forget?
No.
Yeah.
They just did it badly.
Yeah.
It's time to redo that and give it a reboot.
I mean, they only moved her up by like 3 or 4 years when they swapped Olivia out. I mean, not enough of a Saurus.
But they kind of missed the boat with Faith and Moses. And that's it, because that was all the kids that they had. To me, you did it backwards, and you did it really bad too. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, with Faith, there was something. There was something there, and it was just like you guys didn't catch it really quickly. With Moses, I just think y'all aged him just because y'all looked at y'all list of kids to see who was going to be in the age group with Faith. I'm being honest about that, because I'm just trying to figure out, like, you didn't have to do, like with Moses. Moses could have been the next Doctor. Why did we scale him back to being music?
Yep. Thank you.
I'm going to just say it. Not everybody is a musical person.
Not everybody is.
So, to me, I felt as though with Faith could have been a little bit of Summer and Cassie, and Cassie Newman. Like, she could have been both of her sisters in a sense, because Faith is a wild child. She is a wild child, regardless of what anybody says. I mean, homegirl was drinking. Homegirl was texting. She probably was sexting, too. And the recent thing about Cameron, I'm so mad about that, because there was story there where this girl could have had post-traumatic stress disorder for days that turns into years.
Yep. I mean, okay, so I'm going to say this. For everything that we got with Cameron, it was explosive. It was a great arc. It was what, 5 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
We got Nick in the leg. Sharon in the dress, man. Cameron. They worked, but the aftermath was so General Hospital flat. It was so bad. And there was such rich storyline that could have been played out of that. And honestly, it drives me absolutely insane that we are having the same conversations. We're having the same, angst between Nick and Sally and Adam. I'm sorry, I know Mark is hot. He is hot. I'm gay, so I can say this. I'd lick him like an ice cream cone in the middle of July. However, he does not have to be. He does not have to be on my screen 9 days out of 10. There's a time to pull back and say, you know what? We have been doing this storyline for 25 years. It was Nick, Victoria, I need daddy's attention, blah, blah, blah. They milked that to the point where there was nothing else they could do with that. Oh, bing, bang, boom, there's a kid, Adam. Adam we never heard of. Now we got the whole dynamic all over again. It's been, like Candace just said, 15 years of interchanging women between Nick and Adam. And they have a moment where they're ready to kill each other. Then they have a moment where they reconcile, and they'll never be best bud brothers, but they accept each other for who they are. Then the next Pretty Little Woman comes along, and we're back in the same storyline.
Look.
Yep.
And there's a family. Don't forget the family crisis because, all right, hey, Young and Restless, I will give you this. Well played. But, Josh, I've seen it before. So you have Victor, who is, quote, unquote, sick, right? And, of course, the first person that noticed was Victoria because she couldn't get her way. Then she goes ahead. Then you got Adam, which, by the way, that was my freaking scene when Victor just blurted out, say, all right, so you Nicholas. And I'm just like, I was like, why do I think I know where this – like, that's when I knew where the storyline was heading, right? But, of course, you got Adam blabbing his mouth to Victoria and to Nick and everything. And then the siblings are coming together because they feel as though something's wrong with father. But I keep looking at Adam, and I'm like, baby, honey bunches of oats. You aren't this. You got to be smart. You have to be smarter than this. Because to me, you should know your father well enough to know that he is psyching somebody out. How is it, Adam, that you out of the kids? And I'm I'm excluding Abby because guess what? Abby's in her own world. She got her own money. Jackie still owe her $10,000. By the way, you don't need. Abby is on her own. She is the Newman that I'm just so happy for. I am.
Me too.
But with Adam, I'm like, honey, it is one thing with Victoria because Victoria has always been the princess. Nick has always been the white knight, come riding whenever they need him. But Adam, you are supposed to be your father through and through. And if you don't see what's going on, I have no hope in you, literally no hope for you whatsoever. Because to me, this is, again, a problem with Adam, and I've been very vocal about it. In the last couple of years, and I don't know if this is a writer situation, because I'm going to bring up something in a minute, but you've had Adam be the Charlie Brown to the Newman's football.
Yeah.
Y'all see Charlie Brown and Lucy, right? Okay, so y'all know every time Lucy puts the ball down and Charlie Brown is all confident and it's like, oh, yeah, I'm about to do it. Lucy takes the ball away. That's literally Adam and whether it's Newman Media, Dark Horse, Chelsea, whoever, Victor, they take the ball away. And it's like the whole, oh, shucks, Adam, like you couldn't see that a mile away. I need for them to write Adam better and smarter than this. Because him trying to get his father's approval is such, I get it. But at the same time, how much can a man take and just say, you know what, I'm done. And I need for that scene to happen with Adam.
Let's let Belinda weigh in here. Belinda?
Yeah. I'm kind of fine where Adam is trying to rebuild trust with the family, and I do think that he is legitimate, at least for now, in his desires and his sincerity. What's really rubbing me the wrong way is Nikki being constantly in this crap on Adam mode. Victoria, I expect it from, but even the other day when she, was trying to blame stuff that was happening at Newman on Adam, and Victor's like, no, don't try that, But Nikki is so laser focused on Adam, she's not even seeing Claire come for her, and Claire is coming for her. I'm quite
coming
certain.
for her.
But it's just every scene, I feel like Nikki is so shrill and so awful. And if she had ever showed Adam 1 ounce of kindness, like she is a wicked stepmother to him.
Yep.
And she's not like that really with anybody else, maybe Diane Jenkins, but she rubs me all kinds the wrong way.
A small case back when Justin Hartley had the role. There was that little small hole where she was at least halfway decent to him.
And David, and I understand the history and why she doesn't want to trust him, but at the same time, it's like she can't ever let him have oxygen. And to tell your husband, and for Victoria to tell her dad, you need to cut your son out of your life, is wrong. And every time one of them starts, it just like, Nick isn't telling Victor, cut him out of your life. Nick's like, I don't like him. I don't want to be around him. I want to punch him in the face. But he's not, like, trying to cut him out of their lives, I don't think.
Here's the thing. David just brought up what I was going to say. We tend to forget about Chris Eager, who originated the role of Adam, the grown-up version of Adam.
Yeah.
We all.
Oh, you remember when he was bisexual?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
With Ray?
Yeah. Well, that was, and
yes.
then you had Michael. Then you had Michael's version, which it's a legend of the Adam, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I love Mark Grossman. I do. But the Adam that they seem to forget, who had the most character development of them all, is Justin Hartley's version.
Yep.
Justin Hartley's version, I am sorry, is the textbook of what Adam is supposed to be, you know, he's the example of what Adam is supposed to be right now, mixed in with a little bit of something else. Because Justin Hartley's version, I'm going to tell you what it was. First and foremost, there was no ping-ponging. Him and Chelsea was ride or die. Chelsea and him had an understanding and whatnot. No, they didn't play a lot of Sharon in his version, but they had a mutual respect for each other because that was in dialogue. When it comes down to the siblings of Victoria and Nick, it wasn't all of this because Adam actually made amends with Nick, if everybody remembers this, and told Nick to look out for the family as well as Chelsea when he had to go to jail. Victor told Adam, out of all the kids, Adam is the one of strength. Nikki adored that version of Adam. I don't understand what has happened because, again, you had Adam really be his own new man, okay, and didn't really, like, worry about the approval of Victor Newman versus this Adam who whines too much for me sometimes when he's like, I just want my daddy's approval. Honey, baby, sweetie cakes. The way you're going to get your father's approval is by doing the exact opposite of what your father wants you to do. If I was running the show, Adam would have said deuces to the Newman family a long time ago and made his own legacy. And not just saying the following line, I would be Adam Wilson again. I don't care about being a Newman. Next scene, hi, this is Adam Newman. I need the information. Yes, Victor Newman is my father. Thank you. No. Stand on your own 2 feet. I miss it. Y'all, I'm about to bring up One Life to Live. For those who watch One Life to Live, you know where I'm going at. When Joey Buchanan said he wasn't going to be a Buchanan anymore, and he meant it, that's what I'm talking about. Like, Adam, hallelujah.
All right. So I got to bring the source subject up again.
Yep.
What are they doing with Diane? What are they
Nothing.
doing, David?
Oh, jeez. I don't see anything so far. She's been on her good behavior, except for one little thing. She's trying to get Kyle to take Billy's place and shooting for that.
Uh-huh.
But I don't see anything else yet.
Exactly.
Belinda?
They're not doing anything with her. Everybody keeps saying things. I see some of the tabloids, oh, she's Tucker's secret wife and she's Claire's secret mother and just all this. And it's, you know what? They're not doing anything that I can see with Diane. I think they have truly and thoroughly reformed her. And, boring. I don't even know. I like her. I like Susan Walters. I love her on Vampire Diaries. I love her. She's so great, but they are underutilizing her. I wish she was conspiring with Tucker. I wish they were secret spouses, but I literally don't think they're doing anything but making her Mrs. Jack Abbott.
Okay. There have been 3 missed opportunities in the last year and a half. Three of them. First off, with the wholesaler storyline, there was a potential. Oh my God, there have been 3 missed storylines. I am praying that they are laying a long arc ground with her tweaking at Kyle, and eventually it's going to push Jack, Billy, Ashley. It's going to push them all into a place, and then we find out that it's been her and Tucker behind the scenes all along. But I don't have enough faith in the moment. Okay, Josh, come here. Lean in, baby. Lean in, Josh. Go back and look at some of the clips. You've got Susan Walters. Use her.
Yep.
Use her, because we are very rapidly not caring. They could drop a house on her tomorrow. Will anybody on this call will anyone on this call mourn if the house drops on her tomorrow?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I ain't seen nothing. Yep, I ain't seen nothing.
You got Susan Walters. 3 missed opportunities in the last year and a half. Pick this up now. Pick this up and take it where it needs to go. Vinny, you have been very quiet and very patient, and we very much appreciate that. From a very brand new perspective, what is exciting for a brand new viewer? What's exciting you on The Young and the Restless right now? What are you really tuned into? Oh, God, please don't say Adam, Nick, and Sally after we just spent an hour.
No, actually, I was going to the other direction. I actually love the storyline of Victor, of what he's putting his kids through, because I'm watching it and I'm like, being a wrestling fan, like, I could see Vince McMahon doing this to his kids if the sale to Endeavor didn't go through.
Vinny. Good job, Vinny. Good job.
I'm like, I did it on one of my daily updates this week. I said Victor Newman is literally the fictional version of Vince McMahon, because
absolutely
I could see him doing that. I'm enjoying it. I like it's something different in my opinion. Like and of course I'm a newer viewer to YNR, so I don't know the backstory of all of Victor's kids and how they've gone at each other's throats and everything, but just by what you're hearing me, it works out, because it feels like Victoria and his not Adam, but the other one, Nick, is it?
Yep.
They're changing Stephanie, and they want to take over the business, and he's, and Victor's like, well, who's the one that's going to stab me in the back? But I'm enjoying that. I'm watching it just as a viewer. I haven't started taking notes on B&B and YNR, because I want to get acclimated to the characters first. I want to get acclimated to the storylines before I actually start dissecting it and everything. But I like that, and that's my favorite storyline going as of right now going on. But I do happen to like, because I generally, when I start watching a show, I generally gravitate to who's familiar to me, and Trevor St. John obviously was on One Life to Live, and so I knew him, and I've been watching that, and then I'm wondering as to what he or Tucker and Phyllis have going on, and because obviously Michelle Stafford was Nina on GH, so I gravitate to who I know, and then I'll just branch out from there. So I'm wondering what Tucker is going on, because he's had he's had a number of different conversations this week, or last week, I should say. And I'm wondering what's going on, because the last thing we saw on Friday was him trying to reach out to his, I guess, ex-wife and say, is there anything we can do to fix this? And she said no. So I'm anxious to see how that's going down.
Mm-hmm.
What was that?
I want Phyllis and Tucker together just for the smush name. I'm not going to say it out loud because, it sounds like an F word.
I know what it is.
Smush name alone.
Yes. Puker. Got it, girl. Got it.
Oh, God.
you? What's
Actually, I think that's a town in Thailand.
I think it's
David, what about you? What's
end.
exciting you or annoying you about The Young and the Restless right now?
Well, I gotta say, I understand Victor and what he's doing, but on a personal note, I think it's an abomination what they're doing to, making light of that illness, and that's even more vile even for him. It hasn't sit with me too well.
Did you see that post that Eric Braden made the other day when somebody came at him about that?
No, what did it say?
I remember.
So somebody was coming in and they were saying that their dad or whatever had died of complications of Alzheimer's or dementia or something, and that they hoped that they did the storyline justice and did it respectfully. And he came in and said, I'm trying to just glance at my computer to see if I have it sitting. Oh, here it is. I actually have it. He said, we are not, all caps not going there. I understand your concern. It's a dreadful disease. My best friend died of it. Victor is confusing them all for a reason. And I do remember, I don't know if you guys remember, on his Instagram, he had a really good friend that died of complications of dementia, and he was there in the last couple of, days and hours of his life, and he posted some stuff. So he is trying to make it very clear that they are not going there, because I do think that some people, if Victor had it, that'd be fine. They would do it respectfully, but he doesn't. And so I think he's trying to shield against that, and it seems to be a hot button for him personally, and I get that.
Yeah.
But it's down to the
I'm watching it.
The script.
So you're new to this. They did an Alzheimer's storyline 2 years ago, and they did it quite well. I'm gonna give them, between the two soaps, both of two soaps did it, General Hospital and The Young and the Restless, and the scorecard is Young and the Restless handled it. It was a better storyline. To me, I watch, and this is one thing I just kind of want to chime in on. I never watch any kind of entertainment and expect them, and maybe it's just how I think about it, I never expect them to do anything that's going to be true to life or true to what somebody's going through in real life, because I watch it for an escape, for an entertainment. My grandmother is currently in assisted living battling dementia. Regardless of whether they were doing a dementia storyline for real or Victor doing what he's doing now, it doesn't bother me either way, because it's a TV show, and I don't get up in arms over over how a TV show portrays an illness, a lifestyle, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That may just be me. Maybe I'm just old school and not as sensitive as a lot of people are, but ultimately I watch for the entertainment purpose. So, yes, I remember when GH did the storyline with Mike, and they did it beautifully, and it was true to what I know of the disease. So, I have no qualms about it. And even if they didn't do it right, again, I have no qualms about it. But that's me. I'm not super sensitive to stuff like that. Here's the deal, folks, and I say this a lot.
Wait a minute. Hey,
if
Anthony.
Wait,
can I jump in? Okay. So I'm going to say this. I've been watching soaps since I was born, seriously. And I think there's a lot of ways to take this, because it is as an escapism for a lot of people, but it's also a learning tool. Because
I get that.
Again, there's some people out there who are going through a lot of things right now, okay? Whether it's mental health, infertility, certain things. Right?
Candace, what you're about to say is where I was going with this. Let's put it into the two categories that they belong in. When soaps, all of them do it. when soaps want to tell a social justice or a medical intervention storyline, they set it up in a certain way that like the Mike, like Dina, what they're doing. Back in the day, Robin and Stone, and know the story that they're telling. But we have seen postpartum depression and a man and his mistress try to drive a mother insane by convincing her that her baby is dead and then playing clips of the dead baby to drive her fully insane so that they can raise that child, mistress, and we have seen storylines that, look at what we just went through with Sasha on General Hospital. So you kind of can't pick and choose when a soap is okay to use a certain storyline in a plot point that has nothing to do with education and making a point to help, educate the audience to something. And when they're just doing it because it's really good storytelling. Or it could be really good storytelling. And that's where we are right now.
They do it. Or for Emmy Reels.
Exactly. And that's where we are right now. I mean, one of the worst things you can do is play on a mother who thinks, who lost her child, thinks she lost her child, and then you're going to be playing, the crying baby and this and that. Meanwhile, the baby's alive and being held somewhere. If you're going to accept that as a storyline, then you have to accept this as a storyline. You don't have to like it. But it's not any worse than dozens and dozens of storylines across the amazing soaps that have been on our air for the last 60 years. Case in point. So, in the interest of time, because we're about 20 minutes into the second hour, anybody have anything else dying that they got to get out about The Young and the Restless before we move into Salem?
Me.
Good.
Me.
Go ahead.
Me.
Oh, go ahead.
I've got one.
Go ahead. I'm going to let Belinda go first. We'll see if she goes with
two seconds. I'll keep this really, really short. Sharon's 180 that she has inexplicably done with her attitude about Adam. She was the one who wanted him to merge the companies and have him working with her at Cameron Kirshen's crappy company and all that. And she was like, oh, I think it'd be good for Adam. We'll be there, da-da-da. And then all of a sudden, with no catalyst, she has started just being real crappy about him. And everything Nick says crappy about Adam, she's like, yeah. That's what's bothering me right now. Inconsistent writing. I know Josh was writing all alone and maybe mainlining Espresso. I don't know, but it's been crap. That's where I'm at with Sharon right now. I just want her and Nick back together and happy.
Girl, all of us.
Sharon is another. See, the one thing, Josh, love you, but you got to stop trying to fix what didn't work in your storyline history. You got to play with what's on canvas right now. You got to play with what we're used to in the last year and a half and stop going back and trying to repair stuff that you didn't get to do 10 years ago, 8 years ago, whatever. Candace?
Yeah. Okay, so real quick, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. So the thing about Sharon and Adam, remember Adam did something behind Sharon and Nick's back regarding the company. And that's why Sharon was questioning, should we trust him, because he did do something behind their back to try to, one-up Victor. Here's the thing. I love, even though I don't like this part of her working with Tucker, Jill and Aunt Meme. Y'all! So Visa said, Candace, we're going to give you this. We'll give you this. Other than Mrs. K, Jill had another thorn in her side.
Yeah.
And that's Aunt Minute. I love the fact that Veronica is back for this. I love the fact that Joe Walton. It's as if time stood still because their acting is on point. The shade of it all. The fact that she's the investor. The fact that Jill is really fired up about it. The fact they show flashbacks of to the new viewers a little bit about the little rivalry, because I believe John and her have a kid out there. I'm sticking to that claim until I'm gone. That kid I'm about to be the granddaughter though. But it's just that rich history. It's like, okay, this is what was missing, and I love it. So that's actually what I love right now. I do want to say something as somebody who's been on the boat of something's up with Diane Jenkins since day one. A lot of people told me I was crazy. I feel as though this is one of those things, Josh, you dropped because you didn't have the guidance. But there's some things that you're doing that I'm just like, yeah, I still stick with my claim that Diane is up to something and Jack is going to get hurt in the end. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So, yeah.
All right. Well, Vinny, we have monopolized the conversation, and I know you love you some Days. So catch us up. What's been going on Days? What are you loving? What are you hating?
All right. So I'm really not liking the storyline right now that Xander and Sarah are going through. I understand that, you know, custody battles are bad and everything. But what really bugged me was the way it was written on last Monday's episode, where Xander and Sarah were having a heart-to-heart. They were coming back from, you know, sharing their points of view now that Sarah knows that Susan is alive, and, you know, she's like, I don't have to hold it against you that she's dead because I blamed it all on you. And they were coming back, and it looked like they were finally at a place where they were going to, you know, kind of squash the beef and get back together. And then she gets a phone call from Justin, and she turns on a dime and like, you were going to take full custody, you were going to sue me for full custody. And while Xander's there saying, yeah, that I filed that, you know, weeks ago, you know, but we're here talking now. We're trying to get. It's like, wouldn't Sarah understand that, you know, that was put into motion already? So to me, the writing for that story just isn't there. Like, I get to suspend disbelief in a ton of time. The only thing I don't like is that Sarah just didn't realize, okay, well, I was holding the baby from him, and I had Rex, you know, Rex was pretending to be the father, so he had every right to be angry, but we're talking now. At least bring it up and say, hey, you know, Justin just called, said you're trying to, you know, get full custody, and are you going to drop the case now and we're going to work it out? Because that's what Xander said. He's like, well, we're working it out now. We figure we can co-parent. It didn't sit right with me, that the way it was written in that, and now the aftermath.
Yeah. Vinny, how long have you been watching Days now?
I want to say about, I think I started right around January-ish.
Okay. So, you know, we discussed this the last show that we all did together. They don't know what to do with Sarah. Sarah does not have a defined personality. Sarah is whatever they need to create drama in scenes and storylines. They really don't know what to do with Sarah, and they do not write that character consistently. You are absolutely right. In everything that Sarah herself has been through, and that everything that Sarah and Xander have been through at this point, and she's a doctor, and she's been around Victor and Maggie. I mean, you know, at that point, you are absolutely right. She should have turned around and said, okay, what's the deal? You're pouring your heart out to me. I want to believe you. I'm feeling it here. What's the deal? But no, they have to have her below her top and become the shrill. And I got to give Lindsay credit. She does shrill really good, but it doesn't make sense.
No, it didn't make any sense at all. No, it didn't make any sense at all. Dave, you were going to say something?
What else?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Oh.
What else, Vinny?
I like the character of Clyde coming back. I like how they're putting, like, I originally only thought they brought Ava back so that Steve Burton had someone to play off of, simply because of the chemistry they had when they were on General Hospital. Because obviously Steve Burton in Days, it was like a square peg in a round hole. But I like how, you know, now that they found Susan, they're back in Salem, and Ava is moving in with Tripp and Wendy. Now she's starting to be blackmailed by Clyde. Although I happen to find it hilarious that Clyde's like, yeah, I was starting a business, you know, with with EJ, but now that I don't have the leverage over EJ anymore, I need somebody to work with. And honestly, I don't remember any dialogue at all of EJ saying anything about having some kind of partner when it came to illegal drugs.
EJ used to be a drug dealer with him years ago, and EJ was presumed dead for years because Clyde had someone shoot him. There's a whole bunch of backstory. You got to kind of I know it's hard when you start watching a soap, but it's good to like pick a character, maybe one a day, just one, because there's so much, and go read their history. Soap Central that has who's who pages that are so good. They have good summaries and stuff.
Yeah.
Because there's a whole bunch of history there, and because EJ knows the illegal drug business because they used to both be in it together. He's not been this tidy little lawyer he is now for most of his tenure.
Yeah. Okay, well, that makes sense then.
David, what about you?
I'm sort of go back and forth with Ava and Harris, and sort of like what Vinny said. I think they've been secluded so much that they need to come around and, is socialize the right word, but, take them around the thing. And we don't know how long Steve has left on his contract and how long he's going to play out.
It expires in October.
This is October.
If they don't renew, which gives us 6 more months of him on screen.
Yep.
Yeah, I heard that he's not going to re-sign.
Yeah, I didn't figure. But so we've got 6 more months of him on screen.
Well, that's good. I just don't see them. I see him secluded and around the canvas. Maybe now.
Well, he'll be a little bit more. He'll be a little bit more intertwined now that he's part of the Salem PD, which I swear is just about as inept as the Port Charles PD at times. The fact that he's able to go from being in a mental hospital to, on his own accord, to be, to make sure that he wasn't able to be brainwashed anymore, to now just going to the commissioner and saying, hey, I was told that you guys might have an opening and I might be a good cop. And then Ray's like, yeah, let me just clear with the mayor and I'll be good and we'll be good to go. And it's like, granted, he's a Navy SEAL, is it? So he has the formal training and he's able to, he has that background. Yeah. So, I get that, but it's like, to me, it was, again, a little bit, suspending your disbelief that it's that easy to become a detective in Salem. But I don't know. I'm anxious to see where that goes, him and Jada as partners. I haven't watched today's episode yet, so I'm not sure how where it goes into. And then, the other thing that I'm actually liking a lot of the storylines. I'm liking Stefan and Gabby. I don't like that they want to try to use Rachel to get to Kristen to get her shares, because I think that little girl is messed up enough and needs years of therapy. But it reminds me of something that the Quartermains would do in the LQ. So it's the same all around.
Candace, is it time to kill Kristen? Like, really kill her? Like, not so dead, but dead.
Hell no. Okay. All right. I need everybody to listen to this. You don't always have to kill a character off when it's not working. What you do is just like cooking, you let it simmer for a little bit. You let it simmer. Get the flavor of that. Get the flavor kicking in. And you go from there. You don't have to showcase her every single day, but every once in a while, have her until you figure it all out. To me, okay, because I was watching, y'all, why did I go back and watch this? Remember when there was the fire and it was her and it was Xander and all of them was trapped and stuff?
And Nicole.
And Nicole giving the baby to Eric and to Brady and all that good drama. And I'm thinking to myself, first of all, that was 5 years ago. And I said 5 years ago. The scene in which she said she will rise again because she's a phoenix. And that scene where she has the phoenix tattoo on her, right? I'm like, okay. To me, they need to just simmer her down a little bit. Simmer Kristen until you can bring her back like a true phoenix and wreak havoc on Salem as a true Demara queen that she is. Amen. Her just this, I mean, yeah, I'm glad that she's having a chance to raise her child. Let me just say that. Because I feel as though, again, she talks the talk. Let me say if she can walk the walk. So far, she's doing okay. But I'm going to need a little bit more from my girl. I need the fire. I need the passion. Real quick, I wanted to say something about her. Okay, I can finally admit it. Dave, you let me down so much with this to the point where I'm going to do a 50-50. Do I like the fact that Steve Burton and Tamara Braun are working together again? Yes, yes I am.
Yes,
I am. I'm the happiest part in the world right now. Yes. But you have no story direction for hers.
Yep. And you really have no story for Ava either, really.
I mean,
they're throwing Ava everywhere to see what's going to stick right now.
Right. And here's the thing, okay. When you said that Steve Burton was coming to Days of Our Lives, okay, let me clarify this. Him on Beyond Salem, happy, great, loved it. When you said he was coming over to the mothership, I was like, okay, which way are we going at with this? Because you ain't going to have Bo, you're not going to have Hope. I was like, okay, where are we going at with this? Who could he hook up with? I started doing a whole story thing, right? The fact that
Beyond Salem, he was with Beyond Salem, he was with all the part-timers.
You know what's crazy? And I'm going to say this. To whom it may concern, if you're still at Days of Our Lives for unemployment line, see how I did that? How is it that the character of Wendy, Lee, and Harris was better written on Beyond Salem than on Days?
Than on the mothership. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm conflicted by this because all the parties are still, well, except for, maybe one, it's still there. And Belinda and Vinny, in case y'all don't know, I'm not saying his name, the unemployment guy, because I lost all respect. All respect. I call him unemployment guy. I call him unemployment line. I could say something else, but this is a family show. So you can follow me on Twitter to find out. But you have no direction, and I said to myself, Candace, now you know Ron Carvati and them, they got you, girl. They got you. When you had Eve, Harris and Eve, the reason of Eve being called out was because of Harris. I'm trying to think. You had one scene with Cassie DePaiva and Steve Burton, and that's it. Mm-hmm. There were so many directions you could have went with Harris, and I don't understand why you didn't. Okay, Ava. Okay, this is one of those times where, you know how we say on soaps, nobody can die or stay dead except for Lexi Isabella. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Rest in peace, y'all. We miss you every day. I wish, and this is going to sound really bad, I wish Susan was still dead. Because at least that would have gave Ava something, the fact that EJ turned dark because of Ava's decision to do that to Susan. The one person that EJ had, Susan could love EJ for stealing an Oreo cookie and giving you money. But the fact that he didn't have that beacon anymore, oh my gosh, Ava is the reason for his darkness. That's a story. Trip?
Yep.
We'll talk about that later. Yeah, because y'all lost Trip too. Y'all don't. Love you, Lucas Adams, but Trip, what the heck are we doing here? What are we doing? What are we doing? But to get back to what you were saying, yeah, Kristen just needs to take a moment, and then we rebuild. Thank you.
All right, so let's, Belinda, anything else from Days that's really catching your attention? Because we got to move on to Port Charles.
I am actually really enjoying the fact that Teresa Donovan found a way to screw over Xander so heinously and give all the money to Alex Kiriakis. And, of course, it's all going to blow up because she's only got a few more weeks left in the role, and then it's done because they did that, whole 8-week arc for her. I love this. Because I love that we know her raison d'etre. We know why she did it. We know how she did it. And pulling Constantine into it is interesting. I love John Capello because I'm a big John Hughes fan, and so I watched him in all the movies. When I was a teenager, he's Carl the janitor. I really like him. I don't think they're going to get away with it, and that's fine. But I'm enjoying it, and what I also really like is you can already tell that when the truth comes out, Alex is going to be fine with it because he gets Justin back, so it's going to be fine. Yep. And Xander is going to get his lifelong dream of being Victor's beloved son that he finally acknowledged. I'm just waiting. I'm counting the weeks till it all comes out because it's going to be fab, and Maggie's going to love it because she loves Xander.
Yep.
I'm so
I
excited.
can't wait for those Maggie and Xander scenes. I cannot wait for them.
He's going to bring her right back to Titan so they can work side by side. Suzanne Rogers already leaked that Xander and Sarah are going to get remarried. I love that she leaked that, and it's just all going to be so great because I love Xander. I call him Harry Scary. He's my favorite.
Paul's going to kill this. This is going to be. I mean, obviously, we still haven't had the 50th annual Daytime Emmys, and still there's no word yet about that. But that Paul Toffner, the moment he finds out that Victor is his father, right, on top of the fact that he just found out he's a father himself to Victoria, this is good. Paul, if you're listening, honey, I need for you to really get your reels together and submit, and I'm going to say it, lead actor.
Yep. Thank you.
I'll say it.
I'm going to say this because I have been a Xander fan from the very beginning. I have loved every piece that they played with him.
Moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even down to the Leo scenes, man. I just
Oh God, you can lock
no matter
me in a
what
cage
they throw
anytime.
at Paul, no matter what they throw at Paul, he plays it. And he just happens to be God beautiful. But that's, I digress. Oh my God. And those scenes when he finally finds out, because he's going to go run into Maggie. And then Sarah's going to pick up the pieces. And we're going to see we're going to see the version of Sarah from 3.5 years ago after she lost Eric and the whole aftermath of that. We're going to see that Sarah, and she's going to come running to Xander to smooth out all of the pieces of it. And on top of it all, there's going to be the alliance with Xander and Maggie. Oh, my God. Can't wait. Loving it. Anybody else want to say anything about Days before we go to General Hospital?
No.
Going once. All right. You know what, Belinda, you're our guest star tonight, so talk to us about General Hospital.
Oh, my gosh. So this thing with Nina, everybody wants Nina's life to blow up. I did a video 2 weeks ago where I said, Michael's not going to tattle. He's going to blackmail her.
Nope.
The amount of heat I took in the comments was insane. People were like, no, you're wrong. And then I just had to say in a more recent video, and I'm right. So I of course, it's going to be Ned that's going to have to blow her up instead. But everybody just is waiting to see everything rain down on her. And it's so frustrating, of course, that they're not going to do it right away because we've all been waiting for a year, And it all needs to come out. And, of course, it doesn't matter that it was Nina that called the stock cops, because that's not going to get Drew out of prison. You know, the blackmail of the judge is going to get him out. But I like Nina. I like her better with Cynthia Watros than I did Michelle Stafford, but I love Michelle Stafford. Yeah. They're just very different Ninas. Like, I always compared Stafford's version. She was like a horny giraffe. She was just on top of everybody. She had a whole different energy. I like that Nina, but this is a very different Nina. She's not, you know, and I do like her with Sonny. And I know a lot of people, I want him back with Carly. Maurice Benard has said he doesn't want them back together. He's tired of it. He's been on the show so long, and they were together for so long. And, you know, people are like, he's mocking fans. And it's like, as an actor, you want to do something different. You know, you don't want to punch your card and keep doing the same thing.
You want to know what Mo said in Albany?
All right, I'm going to jump right in there because General Hospital is playing beats, and I can almost guarantee that the fallout is going to push Sonny and Anna together.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
And I think Nina is going to be back with Valentine, which I'm okay with.
I think that Sonny and Nina are going to weather the storm. I really think that Sonny and Nina are going to stay together. I really do. I think that they're going to weather the storm.
Danny, how long have you been watching General Hospital?
Until Brenda comes back.
For about 12 years or so.
So he knows.
Okay, you've been here long enough. There is no way that Sonny and Nina are going to weather the storm.
But see, here's the thing.
Let me say this, because Candace and David, you could both attest to this. I have been a huge Sonny and Nina supporter. In the last, 6-7 months, I'm like, it's raining on me. But the Nina Mike, the fallout, because that storyline was not supposed to happen. What was supposed to happen was, if the COVID crap didn't happen, Sonny was supposed to come back as Jason 2.0. He was not supposed to remember that he was Sonny. He was supposed to come back with Sonny and Carly running the mob, and that was going to be a whole different General Hospital. But they had to regroup real quick, and they decided, you know what, we've already baited these seeds. This is already going, so let's play the Sonny Mike, the Sonny Nina unfolding into his world. Of course they can clash because, it goes back to Annie Dutton. The Annie Dutton, guiding light. And everybody wanted to see Laura Wright and Cynthia Watros go at it. And we've seen it. It's been beautiful. It's been wonderful. Then it's been like, oh, God, kill me. Just get it over with. They cannot weather this. They're going to push him with Anna. We're going to be back here in 3 months, and you're all going to say, oh, Anthony, you did say this. They have given us every indication.
I agree with you strongly, because Sonny is a grudge holder. He is going to be mad at Nina, and he's also going to be mad at Michael, I think, for not telling him right away.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's going to be Michael Sonny 2.0.
Yeah, I do think maybe in a year, Sonny might soften on Nina, and they might eventually reconcile, but not right away. There's a breakup. Yeah. Yep.
I think that with the way Sonny has been being played and portrayed, I honestly feel like obviously it's a different Sonny. He's got parts of Mike woven into him. That's why I think, even though I get it, he's loyal to his family. He does.
And you are absolutely right. If Nina never pulled that trigger with Martin, you are absolutely right. But Sonny cannot. He hates Ava, and yet he will stand by Ava because that is the mother of his child. So think about it. That's Ava, who he can't stand. Carly, who he still loves, maybe he's not in love with her anymore, but he still loves her. She is the mother of 3 of his children, so to speak, because he considers us one of his children.
Yeah.
Whether she wants to be his child or not, as far as he is concerned, she's his kid. So you take the way he feels about Ava and what he's willing to do for Ava, and then we find out Nina threw his ride or die Carly under the bus? No, they cannot weather that. They cannot weather that. And they've given us all the indications that he's going to turn to Anna. And when Anna is disillusioned to the point where she can't take Valentine anymore, she's going to turn to Sonny. Who's going to pick up Nina's pieces? Belinda, ding, 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 ding. You got it right there. We're going right back to the Nina. But I honestly hope that, because we are talking Cynthia Watros, Annie Dutton, I hope that they send her back into insanity, and they give the Nina insanity. Michelle Stafford, when she cut that baby out of Ava, I got to admit that is one of the best psychotic moments in all of soap opera history. Absolutely. Yep. But Cynthia will take crazy Nina to a place that we've not seen before. Candace, you've been real quiet, girl. Come on now.
So we're talking about Sonny, Nina, and all this jazz?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to try to be nice, right? I have to remember that around December, January is when Dan and Chris comes back, like they're writing material. I feel as though I've seen this before with Claudia and Sonny.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact that Maurice Bernard and Cynthia Watros is about to take us to the motherland with the acting. I really wish there was a twist to this storyline. I really wish there was a twist, because it was too easy for them to say it was Nina. To me, I'm going to say it.
Tracy.
No.
Tracy.
I want to. No, I don't even want to be Tracy. I wanted to be somebody else. You know who I really truly want? If this is a soap opera, let me do this justice. I wish it was Drew.
I wish it was Ned. I wish it was Ned. I want to tell you what. You want me to tell you why? Think about it.
But no, wait a minute. Hold on. I'll give you one even better. Anthony, come with me. Hold my hand. We're going down the mothership.
Always, baby. Always.
I really wish, and the wish of wishes, I wish it was Johnny Sakar.
Oh, my God, yes. Oh, my God, yes.
Lord.
Oh, my God, yes. But he's already taken. But if it's
to me,
not,
tie him into, because here's the thing, there's this one character that's irking my soul, okay? Whenever I come out and look at him, I don't think of him as mini Jason. I think of him as question mark. It's Dex. Why is Dex so hung up on this, right? And to me, you could have had it again, because Nina,
Honey, stop right there, because you know exactly what they are holding Dex back until Steve Burton is no longer on contract at Days, and they can bring him back, and he is Jason's son. Honey, you know it, and I know it.
Sweetie, Anthony, honey, bunches of oats. You do realize, and I'm going to say this because I get a lot of heat. So Vinny and Belinda, I'm going to let you guys know I get a lot of heat for this. I personally do not want Jason back on General Hospital. I'm going to tell you why. To me, just like with Adam on The Young and the Restless, you're only going to use him for the Sonny and Carly stuff versus what you did when Steve Burton first came back to the show. You did good. You actually showed some growth in the character. I don't trust, and I've been saying this, I don't trust GH to give me something meaty like that. Do I think Dex is going to be connected to somebody from the past? Obviously, yes, because this is a pattern. But I want for me, the way they have Sonny kind of evolved a little bit, like he's still a little bit of the Sonny that I know, but he's evolved. I look at Jason, I'm just like, oh, baby, y'all going to keep him in that same spot forever and a day. Cheese, promo.
You go, girl.
I was like, okay. With Sonny, I mean, Sonny and Carly, to me, they're going to have their moment, but I've always said, to me, they're toxic. They've been toxic since Morgan's death, okay?
Yep.
And to me, if you're going to just have Sonny and Carly hook back up, I'm going to be really irritated because I'm just like, really? Like, I do feel as though Nina is going to go crazy. and Ava is not going to be able to help her. I need Ava to go crazy with her. That's what I want. Oh my God!
I want to see Ava. I want to see Ava pick up her strength, and she made a comment. She made a comment saying that you'll remember my last name or something to that effect.
Yeah.
Last week, I want her to actually grasp that and become the Ava of old. She softened a lot when TV died. She softened a lot. I get that, but at the same time, now it's time for her to pick up the pieces instead of, being so afraid. And she went through a kidnapping. I get that. But now it's time to go on the offensive. I've never been an Ava fan, but Maura West is fantastic as an actor.
Oh, yeah.
And I know that she could pull it off.
I'll just say this. Is Vinny, go on YouTube. I know I promised you some clips. Just type in Carly Ask the World Turns. Just take a look at any clip. Any clip. Because to me, I don't like how they have Ava as being the softie, like you said. Because to me, I'm just like, when was she ever a softie? This girl came in with a gun, bop, 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 bop. Like, I need to see that. I get she's a mother and everything, and she's trying to, but I feel so. This is a writer's problem. This is really a writer's problem. And, obviously we're still seeing, material from the writer's
Scam.
Yeah. So to me, I need for Dan and Chris, because you're back now, to really tap in and give us the Ava Jerome that we was just like, oh, crap, she can actually go toe-to-toe with Carly. Oh, crap, she can go toe-to-toe with if Faith Roscoe was still alive. Or is she still alive, General Hospital? Is she alive?
I mean,
I think Faith Roscoe is Dex's mother, but that's a whole nother, Thank you.
Ava was a mom when she killed Sonny's fiance. So when she took out Connie, she was a mom. Motherhood does not slow up Ava. They are just not writing her well.
Yeah. Y'all remember how she killed AJ? How she killed AJ? Y'all remember that?
Yep.
Y'all remember?
Well, how she gaslit Sonny
No,
into
she
killing
didn't.
AJ.
I think Sonny killed AJ.
Yeah.
No, she
she did.
No,
David.
Sonny may have quote unquote pulled the trigger, but Ava killed AJ.
Yeah.
Killed AJ.
Yeah, she pulled all those strings. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean Ava had mind sex with Sonny. She is so much darker. I like dark Ava. I'm an Ava fan. I loved her. I loved Franco. I like the bad guys.
Yeah, I would love to see Ava go toe-to-toe with Miss Wu.
Can I ask all of you on this call right now, is there any way that we can direct all of our thoughts to have Selena Wu just kill Dan Portia?
That would be amazing. Well, Cyrus is out. He could finish what he started. I wouldn't mind.
Oh, see, we got a minute and a half.
That character has, you know what, Brooke Kerr, I love you. Whitney, girl, I love you. I love what Portia used to be. I do. I love you as an actress.
You don't like her being
my God, can somebody kill her, please?
And Curtis.
Oh, you're right.
And you know what? Okay, one more question, people. What's going to happen with Esme? Because at this point, we have had 6 months of, Candace, go ahead.
Just like we're probably going to get cut off, Esme can go. Have a blessed day, everybody. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yes, asthma.
I'm going to be live in an hour. I'm going to be live in an hour at 10 p.m. myself for Subs in the Squared Circle on my YouTube page, so I can continue the GH talk.
Everyone, we will be back in 2 weeks with more of your soaps in depth. Soap.
Yes, we will.
Thank
you, everybody, for participating tonight.
Thanks, David.
Good night, everyone.
All right. Have a good night.
Y'all.
Get connected with Take Two Radio on Facebook or Twitter at Take Two Radio. For email updates on future shows, follow at Blog Talk Radio. For previous episodes, upcoming guests, and more, visit take2radio.com.